Well, one is we have the experience. We've been doing short sales since the late part of 2005 to 2006, the beginning, and we've done hundreds of short sales. We processed lots of short sales at this point. We've changed as the banks changed and learned during the many years now how to do a short sale, and we've learned all the important aspects of the short sale, and we know the ratios, and we know what the banks want in order to get a short sale done as fast as possible. A goal of mine is to make sure the seller gets to closing table with no money out of their pocket. And what that means is we don't charge the seller any money whatsoever to do a short sale. And also it's very important to us to make sure they get to the closing table and the bank's not asking any money from them in the form of a note or a couple thousand here or there. And we do our hardest to try and keep that number down to zero. We can't guarantee it, but most of the time most of our people will come to the closing table with no money out of their pocket. Credit to me is very important, so I always want to preserve your credit the best possible way. At one point you're going to want to buy a house again, so credit's important. You want to keep your credit in great standing, so we know how to maneuver and actually do a short sale to keep your credit in the best standing possible. It's very important to keep your credit in the best standing as possible. A lot of times people ask me about the efficiency judgment. That is a concern of everyone wants to make sure that the bank doesn't come back after them for the money that is forgiven. Well, for us, we have the experience of making sure that the efficiency judgment is negotiated, make sure we have it on the approval letter stating there's no deficiency judgment. Our company is really good at helping with relocation assistance. There's government programs out there that actually offer incentives for sellers for moving expenses. Sometimes the banks offer cash to sellers to actually do a short sale. So our company is really good at knowing how to process those government forms and those bank forms to make sure you get the most money as possible at closing. Customer service and communication is very important to us as well. We try to communicate with you at least once a week through email or phone conversation. And that even means there's nothing going on in your file. The very first steps of a short sale may be quiet because it's in what they call a setup. So there's really not much doing but waiting for your file to be picked up. But it doesn't matter. We're going to email you and say, hey, you know what, we're still touched and called on your file this week. There's no movement, but you're being, you know what's going on. So communication is very important. And that's what sets us aside from all the other companies.